Disco deck. Let's
We're
go.
recording again. Hello, welcome to Disco Deck. Something that we haven't done before. Also known as Bears
Well, for
Boldy
a long
Go.
time. Yeah, Bears Boldy Go.
Bears
Which we haven't
Boldy
done a lot.
Go Disco Deck.
Yeah. Because we started recording, or we started doing reviewing
The films.
Discovery.
Well, Discovery was
Yeah,
like, it was a segment at the end
yeah,
of our review of the original series films, which span
yeah.
off into its own thing when we finished watching the films. And there was still stuff to review.
And then Lowerdecks came out, and then we just
Yep.
kind of tacked it on the end of that.
And Disco
So
Deck
now
still works for Lower Decks.
I think so. Yeah, I quite like Disco Deck. We'll yeah, we won't necessarily refer to it when
To
we
be
go
fair,
back to doing the
if any
films
ship
at
was
some point.
likely to have a disco deck, it'd be the Cerritos.
I think it would be. So this is season two. If you've seen our reviews of season one, you probably know that we
We're big
adored it.
fans, yes.
Yeah, I think we both pretty much landed on, at least for season one, or the seasons one,
Yeah,
of the new Star Trek. This was the best.
yes.
Um,
It
um,
drips in love for Star Trek. In a
yes.
way that only something that's lightly taking the piss out of it can.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously the other two, like Picard and Discovery, as
It's
absolutely wonderful as
they're
they
taking
are
Star
very
Trek
serious.
seriously, which they should be taking
Mm,
Star Trek seriously. Like Star
yeah.
Trek deserves to be taken seriously. But this
Mm,
is it's like when you um it's like the gentle ribbon that a friend gives, like the way that
yes.
you take the
Mm.
piss out of each other, and this does that for Star Trek. It does it because it loves it.
Yeah, I think especially for like I don't know if it's as prevalent around the world, but I think in particular for British friends, um, like it is certainly the case for me. The more I like my friends, the more I am likely to take the piss out of them. The less I like a person, the more I'm likely to just ignore them. Poor James here has known me for what, 13, 14 years now.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty much consistent bullying for the entire time. Um, which is why he's my best man, because obviously, anyone that I'll bully for that long deserves that punishment. And I think that there is most certainly that love in uh, in Lower Decks. That
Yeah.
this is a group of people, whether it be the writers, the showrunner, the various directors that they get for it, even the cast, even the voice actors. There is a feel of appreciation for Star Trek here. There's some real nerdery. There's some real like in jokes. In particular, that we'll go into in fact, actually, both these episodes. There's some real good like references
Yeah.
to some obscure things. Yeah, episode one. Because we're recording this after the day that episode two came
Yes.
out because we were
So
busy last week.
our reviews are probably a week behind.
Yeah, I'll try and get this up tomorrow, which is Saturday, so the day after episode two
Yeah, it
came
might
out.
not be our usual midday release. It might be a bit later in the day.
Yeah.
But you know, because I assume you're watching this now and thinking, oh, this uploaded a little bit later than usual.
Mm. Um,
So
so
yeah,
episode one. Do you know what the name was, James? Because I haven't opened it up. I haven't checked.
yes, it was Strange Energies.
Strange Energies. And what was Strange Energies about, James?
Gods.
Gods, yes.
Oh,
Which
I
is a
love.
topic that Star
Yeah,
Trek covers
I
a lot.
I love the moment of this. So Cerritos is doing what the Cerritos does, second contact,
Mm,
and we're still at that moment where Mariner and her mum, the captain, are getting on,
yes.
or at least
They're
pretending to get on.
they're working together.
Yes.
Um,
So Mariner wants to power wash the buildings of this civilization.
Yeah, because it's a obviously an industrial society, and it seems that the society that is now is very numbers obsessed, very
Yeah.
maths obsessed, and has potentially forgotten a love of art. And even therefore a need to feel that the buildings need to be clean. So as in modern in our time, where there are lots of buildings in cities, especially slightly older cities that did go through the Industrial
Yeah.
Revolution. There's some very dirty cities that like are actually now in the process of being cleaned and it revealing beautiful buildings. And so that's what Mariner's doing. She's cleaning these buildings,
Oh,
getting all
there's
the smog off them.
said
Um,
building doesn't
mm,
like reacts to the light
yes, yeah.
and
There's a
bombards Ransom, the first officer of the Cerritos,
mm,
with strange energies.
yeah, which is literally defined as strange energies.
I love
Uh,
when because that's what happens. And the doctor's like, "It's strange energies, Captain." Like, the kind that make people gods, like Gary Mitchell.
yeah.
Because obviously Star Trek is absolutely littered with
Mm,
examples of secondary characters or even primary characters
mm,
getting bombarded with strange energies.
yeah, and some of them becoming godlike.
And I guess if it is a strange energy is an energy you don't have a scientific explanation for, right? So stuff that
Mm,
these vessels out in deep space are discovering that they've never found before. So yeah, I feel of course you'd have like a dictionary entry that's just like strange energies, avoid, turns people into gods.
yeah, because I mean, especially if you don't understand them, they're hard to find. They're not
Yeah,
predictable, and as much data as you might have on them, you don't. They're not necessarily even the same thing each time. Like it's
I think
so
typically
yeah,
they're different
it's
each time.
yeah. So
Strange
but
energies is
even
basically the thing that I mean, once you've encountered it once, it's not a strange energy anymore.
which is why it's strange energies rather than a
But yeah,
single.
this is all the ones we
Mm.
haven't yet encountered.
Yeah.
So in theory,
Um,
the Gary Mitchell energy no longer
mm.
technically a strange energy.
Unless they didn't encounter it again
Well, yeah,
enough to actually fully understand it.
yeah.
So,
But yeah,
um,
I just love it playing with that notion of a crew member becomes a guard and goes crazy with her ego, which is a
mm,
well-worn Star Trek trope.
it is. I mean, obviously, the first officer is already an egotistical maniac anyway,
Yeah,
completely self-obsessed. So,
and obviously he's having
um,
problems because he feels left out because
because Mariner and her mother are now closer than he is to
yeah,
the captain, and obviously because Marin is allowed to have her own mini missions or side missions as
yeah.
it's
The
referred to,
implication is that she keeps basically just
mm.
going off and
Doing what she needs to
marinering it
do,
up.
but while sort of under the control of her mother.
Because it's the
So
implication, right? Is that Mariner is a fantastic Starfleet officer. She just
yeah,
doesn't necessarily want to be
yeah.
in a way that
So
yeah,
it's it, this is a way of having controlled chaos
yeah.
in a way. Like she gets to feel that she has some freedom.
Oh, I loved
Um,
how it opened
oh yeah,
with the
because
training
like
program, and it's
yeah,
her basically just escaping a Borg. Not Borg, it's a
Cardassian
Cardassian
prison.
prison.
Yeah,
And then you had obviously there's a hologram of Boiler who she hasn't forgiven for leaving at the end of season 1 yet. And he's like,
yeah,
"Save me! There's too many lights."
yeah. They keep showing me lights. Yeah.
And it turns out this is
Um,
just how she works out in the hollow room because like another crew member
yeah,
comes in and is like, "What are you even doing?"
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
It's
do love this show so much.
oh, excuse me. Sorry, everyone. I've been up for a long time. Early shift today, and we're shooting this at about 8 o'clock at night. But yeah, I love it. It was fantastic.
B plot has a um, Tendi
Oh
worried
yeah,
that
Tendi.
Rutherford's personality has changed since his new implant.
Mm. While also being a bit jealous because he's dating someone
Yeah.
new. And they're going on their third date.
Although it made it, I think it actually did make it and confirmed that she isn't romantically jealous.
Mm.
It does, I think, confirm that no, that is just a friendship.
Mm.
Like it's
Yeah,
jealous
I
of his
think so.
it's
Yeah.
jealous of his time, not necessarily.
Of his affections.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah, another nice balance. It it's amazing actually how well fleshed out the characters are,
Yeah, but
considering it is
good
like
good
a.
sitcoms do that.
Oh, I know, but I mean, like,
And that's what this is at its core, a good sitcom.
it's a great sitcom. Like, I mean, this is very much B99 in the Star Trek universe,
Yeah.
realistically. Like, because there is overarching story, there is character development. It's not the sort of sitcom or even drama. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the worst things I found about most of the CSI shows were the fact that you could watch literally any episode in any season in any order. And it didn't really matter
I mean, they're called
because
procedurals for a reason.
oh, I know, but I mean the character development just was terrible. Like it didn't matter. Ironically enough, actually, the worst actors. So I think it was Vegas. Wasn't no, not Vegas. Miami.
Yeah.
The yeah,
Yeah.
the one who took it.
David
Yeah,
Caruso.
that one. David Caruso. Like he got the best scripts. He got the absolute best storylines. The ones that actually
Listen,
had
everyone
an arc.
loved
That,
David
like,
Caruso, though. Everyone loved his.
yeah.
There's been a murder.
Mm.
Also, I love how, like, the thing with CSI, right? Like, oh yeah, it's the crime scene investigators who do all the cool policing.
Mm.
Not the fact that they show up, like, do the science, go back and do the science. Like, nah,
Yeah.
we're the police.
Mm.
But yeah, back to Star Trek. Oh,
Yeah, so back to
CSI
Star Trek.
Star
So
Trek.
it certainly. Oh yeah. That. You see, a good Star Trek procedural crime drama.
Yeah.
Now that I'd be down for.
Like, what's...
Or even
Oh, no. A,
Columbo in space. No,
Columbo in Space would be cool, but even better.
Mm.
Star Trek Law and Order. What's on the
That-
docket today? It's like someone's questioning Data's humanity again. Like,
I mean, which again was a joke in episode 2, which I think we'll talk about
yeah,
next episode. So I mean, obviously, like as in season 1 of Lower Decks, there's reference to the fact that a good courtroom episode is a Star Trek must.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Law and Order would probably work. I think actually potentially even going down Law and Order like Special Victims Unit and
We're-
having a look at the Orion Syndicate or something like that would be fantastic.
We're mostly Boimlerless this episode,
We are,
which I think
but
was
we
the
do
right
get
call. But you get a little snippet at the end of
Certainly,
his
you
of
do,
his time
yeah.
terrified on the Titan.
yeah, because they're all thinking, oh, he must have a huge
Which
quarters.
Is
and,
100% like a ship,
Mm,
and B, I like that every time you're there is aesthetically the Next Generation films, the action
yes,
kind of focused Next Generation films, right? The whole aesthetic of a show shifts whenever we
yeah. I mean,
slip
obviously,
into-
it looks like a Jonathan Frakes directed episode.
yeah, and obviously we're going to be talking about that
like-
more next in the next episode because obviously Boimler returns in episode 2.
Yeah, we see more of Boyd Miller anyway. So,
yeah.
like as an actual
I'd say
character. rather than
his
just-
is the B plot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. His is. Although, well, you see, it's almost a parallel plot in this.
Actually, yeah, I'd say you're right. Actually, yeah,
That's spoilers.
episode
Spoilers
2
for,
has 2 A
episode
plots.
2. But yeah, for episode 1, it's a relatively simple Star Trek story. But it's exactly what was needed to get you back into series 2, I think. Yeah, I mean, it did what it needed to do. I was very happy
So
with it.
I'm yawning as well now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
was a great first episode back. It reminded me exactly why I love a show, and that's
Yeah.
what you want
Um,
a returning episode to do, to kind
Definitely.
of confirm. Yeah, you like this show. This is why you like it. Keep on watching it.
And I think obviously it has the benefit of it's probably like it's only going to be 10 episodes again.
Yeah,
I think like Rick and Morty have shown that that works. Um, that you can have just 10 episodes in a cartoon series. You don't need to have more. And then it keeps the quality up. And it's something we talked about the other week actually about Star Trek, and we in theory in danger of going into the there's always going to be some Star Trek on
right.
era, but there's going to be such variety because it's going to be relatively short seasons each time,
Um,
that I think actually it's not going to be the same
yeah,
level of fatigue
yeah.
that we
I
experienced
think so. Yeah,
in the big
and everything
boom.
is so varied. Like we've got thingies out not soon as well, isn't it? The kids
Mm.
cartoon with Janeway.
Which the teaser for that looks amazing.
Yeah,
Like, not at all what I
we're getting apparently we're
expected.
getting Tom
So,
Paris this season of Lower Decks.
really,
Yeah,
no, I'm looking forward to that. I wonder. I wonder if they'll refer to the theory that he's actually because there's a theory that Tom Paris um, is the same character that was in the episode with Wesley Crusher, played by the same actor.
yeah,
Um, where again, it's an on trial episode, and it's because there was a death at the Starfleet Academy that Wesley was partly responsible for. But actually, it was Tom Paris that was responsible for. Well, the other character name. But yeah, there's rumors that well, speculation. So that'd be cool if that's talked about.
yeah,
Maybe it will.
yeah. It's the
Uh,
kind of thing this show would do.
it is the kind of thing that this show would do, like because they love their little references, and I love how much of a nerd Mariner is when it comes to things like
Oh
that,
yeah,
and like yeah,
she's every bit as nerdy as Boimler, isn't she?
oh definitely, but in a completely different way. But yeah, I think like we've probably said enough. I think if you
Yeah,
haven't seen the episode yet, go and watch it.
yeah. It's on
If you
Amazon Prime.
have,
If you've not seen season one yet, go and watch that.
oh God, yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, it's only 10 episodes. They're only like 25 minutes a piece.
Yeah,
So, like you
and
smash
if you're a Star
smash it that
Wars
quickly.
fan,
Mm,
Bad Batch finished last week, so treat
mm,
yourself to the other Star this week with some Star Trek.
mm. Which, as I promised, at some point this year, I will start my binging of very Star Wars stuff.
When you
So
get to
we
the
will do a Star
shows,
Wars.
yeah, I think
We
definitely when you get
do,
to the TV shows, we should do something.
yeah, because I am that close
I
finally to
only
finishing
recently
the
rewatched
Star
Clone
Trek watch
Wars,
through.
so I don't fancy rewatching all Clone Wars again quite yet. But maybe
Mm.
we could do like we could talk about Clone Wars after you've watched it because I have lots of thoughts on
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Well, I
And
mean, I
then
could get through. We could do like a season at a time or
yeah,
something. Like,
and
and
that
I
is
could talk
still
about like,
quite fresh.
mm,
Clone Wars is hard because you just
oh yeah, there's time shifts
yeah,
and stuff like that.
it's
Yeah,
whether you watch it in season order or chronological order. I would advise,
because the
especially if you do
because
the
isn't the
films, do it in chronological.
because the movies in there is
The movie's not
it,
in at the very start now.
no,
There's
it's
a couple
like
of episodes before it, but not
yeah,
episode 1 and 2 of the show.
hmm,
Yeah, it's. I've got a full list you can have when you're ready to do it.
cool. Well, maybe we'll do that.
It's on the Star
Um,
Wars website. It's not
yeah.
even like it's a fan made order.
Oh, it's on the
There is an
Star Wars website.
official kind of this is the episode order.
Mm,
As you get further
uh,
along, it's not as out of sync. There might be the odd
yeah,
episode here and there, but it's mostly straight running. But it's the early seasons where you jump around a lot.
fair enough.
Yeah, but on that note, live long
Yeah,
and prosper, guys.
indeed. Go on, James. Give it a try. Hey up. That's all right.
Yeah.
Bit wobbly. That'll do. See you later, guys.